Welcome back to the Comic Book ASM Artist. Today we're going to be doing another comic book haul, and I did get a unique trade to show off, as well as a just kind of a bonus shipment of books someone gave me from the Gastlecast group I've been talking about. So we're just going to get right into it. So hope this either relaxes you or helps put you to sleep. So first off, we have Batman number 110. This is the Jock cardstock cover. I always love the simplistic covers when Jock does them. He has, such a great knack for design. So yeah, this story is just continuing the arc of the Scarecrow here, and they've just kind of given him a new revamped look. Seems like every 10 or so years they give a new spin on him, so we get to see another style. And then we see, I can't ever remember her name, I think it's Molly Miracle. She's a new character who's been introduced in this storyline. And then, of course, we have the regular cover here of that same Batman issue. And even here, the Peacekeeper, I believe he was an older character, and then they kind of revamped him and brought him back, I think. Next, we have Snake Eyes Endgame number 5. This is the final part of this mini-series, all done by Rob Liefeld. So, if you're into the old school 90s style and visuals, you'll probably get a great kick out of this series. I think they're really embracing this storyline, though, because even I saw they recently put a figure on sale with Snake Eyes in the all red outfit that he wears in this series. So that's a good thing. I certainly feel like more people have been exposed to these comics now because of that, myself included. Don't really collect G.I. Joe, but I had to see some new Rob Liefeld art. Next we have Batman, The Adventures Continue, Season 2, Number 2. Big thing here. The Court of Owls are in the animated universe. So yeah, I read the first issue, I guess about a week ago now. I'm almost caught up on all my books that I've previously bought. And kind of started off with a bang. They killed Mayor Hill. They had a Talon come in and kill him in his house or mansion or whatever you want to call it. But I wasn't expecting that. I mean, it was, an off-camera moment, but still, it did happen, and I was surprised by it. I have been enjoying this series, though, so Of course, if you're a big Batman animated fan, of course it's a no-brainer for you to pick it up. And then Dead Man makes an appearance in this storyline too. He was in the first issue as well, so. I got a fun little back issue here. This was one that I had when I was a kid. This is Man of Steel number 30 from 1994. So this was about, whenever Superman had come back from the dead and everything. And this was a special version of this issue where Superman is fighting Lobo. The cover here is a cardstock. And the fun thing you do with the cover is there's all these little static clings, and you can make a customized battle sequence, your own unique cover. So, yeah. And then, of course, the interior is some fun, classic John Bogdanov artwork of Superman and Lobo. So, just a fun little classic 90s book here. And then you get to see some great ads like this one here for Lobo Cop. So yeah, it's just a nice little time capsule. And then the Batman animated movie ad there. Next we have Freak Snow, Revenge is a Drug, number 2. This is one by, written by a guy I've been following on Facebook for a while, Kevin Rodatelli, and he has been doing a whole lot. I think he's like editor or something to that effect, and he does marketing for Happy Tank, I believe. I can't remember, but I know he recently got a title for this company he was really excited about. So he's not just a writer. He has been making his way through the ranks and being very supportive of independent books in general. So yeah, and this story is just kind of, it's really written and portrayed in a very manic sort of fashion, as you can see. It just really feels like, this was made by a crazy person, which is, I think, the effect of this presentation here. It's, handwritten here, and the artwork is very scratchy and just kind of, all over the place. So it is a mature book, as I've said for the previous ones that they've put out. So, but it's a unique experience regardless. Next we have Infinity Frontier, or Infinite Frontier, my apologies, Secret Files number 1. And we have just a whole smattering of talent there. And I will try my best to show some of the pages from each one here. And yeah, there's just all sorts of different types of stories in here. All types of different characters, so it's not like really aimed at one particular fan base so much as it is, I think, just kind of some breadcrumbs for things to come, which is, of course, why I picked it up. It might loop back around with some cohesion here. I think this is the same artist from the previous first story, maybe. Looks very similar, I know that. And then we see, I'm trying to remember which universe is Superman this is here, but I believe they're going to have his own movie here coming out. It's rumored that Michael B. Jordan will be playing him. I don't know if that is true or not, but that is the rumor that's been going around. So I think, just based upon Loki and the Flash stuff coming out, I think they're really trying to lean in now on, the normalcy of in the comics, how there are, multiple versions of characters and multiverses and all that sort of stuff. I think we're going to start to see a lot more of that sort of play in both DC and Marvel stuff, so that way they're not really pigeonholed to be stuck with an actor or even a certain narrative. If they want to say, oh, well, this is this other take on Batman or Superman or Captain America, whatever they want to do. So that's their easy out. It's just to say, hey, we've got the multiverse, so. Even Kevin Feige himself has said that they're going to try to stay away from larger multiple film actress contracts, so they really don't want a repeat of how much they had to pay all the original Phase 1 Marvel actors, I don't think. Just from a budget standpoint. Next we got Fortnite 0 Point number 6, I believe, yes. And this is actually the premium format Donald Mustard cover where you pay an extra $1 for it. I think the other ones had a better layout, though. This one is, it certainly conveys like the Battle Royale style, but the details are not as tight as previous covers. So yeah, I have been so surprised by the quality of this series. If you haven't been reading it, I highly recommend it. They're just really successfully doing this narrative that goes perfectly with the video game in really carving out its place in a comic book format. And even this, I believe, will not be the end of this type of story that they're doing. I think they'll probably be doing another miniseries or something to that extent. It's sold really well. It's gone into multiple printings. Having the DLC helps too. Speaking of which, this is the DLC right here for this issue. But if you bought all 6, you get this bonus item here, this sweet armored Batman suit. So yeah, just a really cool story. I can't say enough good things about it. I wasn't expecting a lot initially, but yeah, if you've missed out on it, see if you can get some of these second or third printings of the previous books, which they did make, or the trade when it comes out. But you definitely want to check this out. It's such a fun, unique experience. Next we have Noctera number 5. And I guess this kind of wraps up the series too. I think from what I've heard, this actually spins out into another independent comic book that I think Snyder will continue to write. I don't think it'll have the same artist on it, which is a shame. I just love this work so much here. It's a huge selling point to me. I've skipped out on a few Snyder books, but the art is really what made me want to buy this book. Next we have crossover number 7, and this starts a new story arc, and I believe it's got a new creative team. I don't know if it's just for this issue or it could be for the next full 6, but we see big change there. Chip Zdarsky. I'm not really too familiar with these other guys here, but you do know Chip, so. And this is another mature title too. I know that there's several swear words on the screen here, so I'm trying not to give too much pause to that and just kind of push through the book here. So we see, yeah, they've got like the colored dots here to indicate people who are from the comic book universe, and then of course the people colored normally are from the regular Earth here. So, but not sure the direction the book is gonna take, especially with the new team, so it'll be interesting to see for sure. Next we got Spawn number 319, and this cover is so cool. I'm assuming the clown slash violator is back. Spawn decapitated and put clown's head on a spike. I think it was in issue 300 or somewhere close to that, so I'm assuming that something has happened. So, and yeah, now Todd has said all of the issues are going to have this nicer cardstock cover, and they're still retaining the $3 price, whereas DC's trying to charge you easily $4 to $5 with that cover on there. Todd is still keeping it right at $2.99, so, and I can really appreciate that about Todd. He knows the loyalty of fans. He appreciates our business, our support, and he wants to give us a good product. You know, you can say what you want about, you know, his writing abilities or, you know, whatever, but at the end of the day, Todd knows how to treat his customers. So I don't think I've ever like bought a Spawn book and felt cheated or taken advantage of. So there are times I might not 100% get the certain concept of an issue or something like that, but you know, that's not anything that is too upsetting to me. I feel there's enough good things about Spawn that I don't worry too much about that. And as I've said before, Spawn is just such a unique book, not like anything else that I buy, so I embrace the difference in it from the other stuff. Next we have Swamp Thing, number 5. I believe this is a Brian Boland cover. It certainly looks like it. Let's do a bit of tracing on the hand here. Let's start from here. Just love the detail on these covers for sure. And this is another one too. It's very high concept for me. But yeah, I love the artwork, so looks like we see old John Constantine is here. And him and Swamp Thing have always kind of had a history, at least what I've read in their recent years. They seem to have quite a bantering back and forth. But this Swamp Thing is not the same Swamp Thing that he's familiar with. I believe he died in the whatever that Winter's End or whatever it was called, the big Justice League crossover they had in December. The Swamp Thing we know sacrificed himself, and this is a new reincarnated Swamp Thing, I believe. Next we have the Catwoman 2021 annual, which I've got to say, this wasn't something I recall putting in my box, but I'm glad it ended up there. A unique cover here by Liam Sharp, kind of given a McKean, I believe that's his name, sort of nod here. Very Sandman-esque style cover. Reminds me of those early Vertigo days, DC for sure. And yeah, we see this type of stuff going on here, this villain here that they've been showing. Has been in the past few Catwoman books, but I'm behind on those. I haven't read them. But I will show you in a minute here the thing that excites me about this book is the there's a backup story in here, which also too kind of harkens back to that mid-90s kind of really dark and gritty stuff, and it features Azrael here. So I'm really excited to read this. I'm not sure what's going on with the Catwoman stuff, but you know, anytime there's an Azrael story, that 90s kid in me jumps for joy, and you know, I get eager to read it. So it was a nice little surprise. I was not expecting that when I had picked this up, but yeah, I'm glad it was in my box. Next we continue on with Inkblot number 10, which yeah, this was a book that just showed up in my box, and I was like, yeah, I like cats, so I'll just keep reading it. So it's kind of just like a fun, all ages sort of romp through fantasy. This cat kind of just teleports whenever and wherever it wants to, and I believe his original master has some sort of guilt in like trying to go back and rewrite history to keep certain things from happening that ultimately resulted in the death of people in her family, I believe, if I remember. But yeah, it's just fun, and it's got a good mix of detail in it and stuff like that too. It seems like a comic that isn't really like anything written at this time. I mean, I know there's quite a few all ages books and stuff like that, but this just really has a certain charm and innocence to it that, you know, I don't encounter a whole lot, at least not intentionally, you know. But, you know, there's quite a bit of good all ages books out there, but this is one that I personally had a brush with and have just been picking up. So next we have the DCeased Hope at World's End. This is a collection of the web comic for DCeased, I guess, because I've been buying all the single issues here. So this says it collects Hope at World's End 1 through 15. And yeah, so I think these were all like web shorts first, and then they turned it into this book. So, and it was around $24 or so. It's a really cool image there by Ben Oliver, I want to say. And yeah, this just kind of continues on in the same vein. Focuses a lot on Damien and Jonathan Kent, and I flipped through it a bit. Jimmy Olsen has a big spotlight in this particular book too, so I'm not quite sure where it fits in the full narrative of the other DCeased books. I would say before those, maybe. At least on the initial outset, when I'm thinking back, especially seeing Superman here and stuff. But then it's showing things like this here too, so I don't know, I think so. And the artwork changes a few times in it. And then I saw that there's even a part where Impulse makes an appearance in here too, which that's exciting to me. I like Impulse. Some nice artwork here. And the main question is can I find that particular? And then yeah, there's stuff here with like the animals too. Yeah, see, here's Impulse here. Still looking a bit different than the original Young Justice days, but it's fine. But yeah, so I got that. And then I got just kind of a fun care package of things from someone I helped out in the Gastlecast group. First off, I got some random Garbage Pail Kids cards, which, I don't collect these. They're kind of weird. But some people really enjoy them. But yeah, so he just gave me a random assortment of things. He got this, and then there's like some window cling, like fake blood thing I'm not sure about, which that didn't even make it in the shipping. It was like slightly torn. But he gave me this nice stack of books here. So we got Spawn number 11. Nice early one here. I wasn't expecting to have something like that in there. Then we have Spawn 310. This is one of the variant covers, and I actually don't think I had this one before, so that was cool. 312, another one that I don't think I conveniently had. This one I'm pretty sure I have. 313 with the Plague Spawn. I think this cover is actually his first printed appearance, maybe. And then there's Spawn 318. This is a cover I didn't have. This is the McFarlane variant. This one I did have, though. This is the normal cover. And I still haven't read that issue. That's on my to-read pile. I got Fantastic Four number 18. This is from, I guess from the recent run here. Yeah, I think so, yeah. Yeah, this is the Dan Slott stuff. Which I read part of it. It wasn't too bad. It just, just got to pare things down sometimes, so. That one. And we got Uncanny Avengers #1. I think this is like the second or third volume for the Uncanny Avengers, which this whole series was just really weird. It was just kind of, I don't think it really fit into any sort of continuity, but it had great art and just kind of off the rails writing here by Rick Remender. I think the whole way through. I think he did the prior run as well, if I remember. Got a random Superman book from the 90s here, Adventures of Superman 567. Don't remember this particular issue. This is a period where I wasn't super nostalgic anymore for the character, when they started to do a lot more of the computerized coloring and stuff like that. A lot more of the traditional artist's work kind of gets buried under the coloring. You know, you don't see as much of the line weight and the fine details and stuff like that. I think this is, I'm trying to see who did this cover. I'm seeing the interior is Ordway, though. George Ordway is certainly a great talent. So I haven't opened that one yet, but love his stuff, but I doubt the coloring is very flattering on it. Then the Swamp Thing book I already had. This is the Future State Swamp Thing #2 cardstock variant. This is a fun one here. Micronauts #41, I guess. And yeah, there's a crossover here. We have Doctor Doom in the mix. Not something I expected to come across. Didn't even know that they had a crossover where he had showed up. And yeah, so that was just kind of a fun, unique thing here. Let me see if I can get a page here with Doctor Doom. Here's some Doctor Doom. Right there. So yeah, there's that. And then there's the random Wolverine through the years. This is kind of like a Cliff Notes walk through Wolverine's history, and just kind of some recommended books to pick up if you want to catch up on Wolverine's story here. So, which is a cool little thing in its own right. So, but yeah, that's everything I got. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you want to see. And as always, you all have a super slumber. Thanks. Bye.